And that's going to be the start of the podcast. All right.
Oh.
Now that we've already ordered the death of all the Jedi, I'm your host, Jeremy Powers. Joining me today on the episode 8 of the Zenspath podcast, I've got my friend Caleb.
Hello.
And Brent.
I made it in the end of the friend list. That's just messed up.
Well, he was already on there, and he started the joke with killing all the Jedi. So,
Jeez.
I mean, you know.
I get nerdy. Hold on. Wait, that's not it.
Anyways.
King of throwing people off right here. What's up, folks?
Yeah. So it's been a little while. We've been off for a bit. We've lost a few cast members and gained a few other ones, and then those new ones didn't show up. So here we are.
Good
with
job.
The same 3 all over again. And if anyone brings it up, we were supposed to have a woman on the show. She's not here. Hi, Rachel.
Just call her out. Jeez.
Well, I mean, hey, maybe she'll join us when she gets here. So the invite's out there. All right. So this show, we're going to basically be talking about, big surprise, the Nintendo Switch. It's been almost exactly 2 months since it launched back on March 3rd. And we're all pretty much still playing Zelda.
Pretty much. So when we talk about Zelda, what are we going to talk about?
Just talk about the game itself, what we think of it. We'll try and keep it spoiler free if you haven't
I
finished
was
it.
about to say,
Who is best girl?
Spoiler free?
We need to talk about who's best girl.
It's probably one of the dogs. I mean, this little puppy.
What?
Got me lost on that one.
Yeah, I know.
Y'all don't have a best girl? Oh, come on now. Y'all got to have best girl in there somewhere.
I'm not really sure what you're talking about.
No, clueless.
Did we miss something?
There's no way.
Link is like the most available bachelor in that game. He's got like 4 different ladies.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
You're talking about those 4 ladies. Who's best girl?
probably the Zora girl. I mean, she got a whole suit of armor. Like,
I don't know. Paya's kind of up there.
There's always
She's
also
adorable.
the crazy ones.
One of the fairies. It's got to be one of the fairies.
One of the fairies.
She's the most aggressive. I mean, I don't know if you've gotten to the 4th level where she grabs and pulls you into the flower and you come
I
up.
can't
all
wait
like,
till I can't
like
wait.
worn up. That's not really a spoiler, folks. It's just a silly animation you'll see a billion times when you get to that level. You're like, what did she do to Link?
What do you think?
All right, so before we go off onto the Legend of Zelda, which we immediately went off onto anyways.
I just wanted to talk about best girl.
Yeah. So the Nintendo Switch, we've had it for about a month, for 2 months now. Pretty good collection of games. I know, Brent, you're down. You've only got like what, 2-3 games on yours so far.
3 games, but you ain't got to call me out like that.
Well, I'm not in a bad way. You got Zelda's a good one. You got Samurai Showdown, Metal Slug,
Yeah, Metal Slug. That's it.
and that's literally it. Okay.
For now.
I just have
Caleb?
Zelda.
Okay.
Just
Caleb's at 1, but it's a good one.
I'm kind of waiting on Hollow Knight to get on the Switch or Ukulele, but
I am at, as of last night, 14 games.
We're not shocked at all with any of that.
I know. No one is. It's never a surprise with me.
what? Jeremy has pretty much all the games for the Switch. Who would have thought?
It's like he doesn't have that game.
I mean,
What's wrong?
I have a few games, just a few, and then the rest are all digital. Also, just have to say, this is actually really fun. It's a really good puzzle game for the Switch. All right. So I'm guessing if we try and go by our favorite or least favorite games for the Switch, I'm the only one that can go beyond Zelda and something
Pretty
else.
I can name at least 3. I can.
You got all 3 good ones, though.
I try.
So what are you guys thinking of the Switch so far? How has it worked out for you guys since it came out? Has it lived up to the promises Nintendo kind of pushed for it to be a console that's also your portable?
Due to that, yeah, I think it is the most addictive console I've had yet.
Huh.
I can see that.
I mean, the 3DS was good too. It's the whole portability thing, but the fact that I could sit there and play, say, sitting on my couch, pause it, pick it back up later without, finding that save spot, but then go to the bedroom or something, slap it in the cradle and throw it on the TV, all fluid like, and it's like, okay, this is going to keep me constantly playing. Or like when we do the projector outside, we'll immediately plug it up, and now, boom, we're doing the projector. What was that racing game we played?
Fast RMX.
Yeah. See, there you go. Then you just pass the Joy-Cons around. You were there, so we had multiple Joy-Cons. It's just, boom, we're done playing. And that's time to shut it all down. It takes 2 seconds to boom, and then I'm off and on roll again. So, yeah, most addicting system yet for me.
I can see that.
It's pretty interesting. I think I've said this before, but I wasn't really all that excited because I'm like, oh, they're doing a portable thing. Okay. Thanks, Japan. But it is kind of cool to bring like Zelda on the go with you. Just like, I'm bored. I'm going to play Zelda now. Do. 4
hours later.
Right. But the only problems I really had with it, I've had a couple. It's not really like, oh, I hate it. It's just like, this could have been better. Like, to actually turn off the system, you have to hold the power button, and then you have to choose power options, and then you have to choose turn off. You can't, like, if you just press the power button, it just goes into sleep mode.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, that kind of uses up a little bit of power, doesn't it? And I don't want that. I want to turn it off because I saved. So,
well, sleep mode, I've left mine on sleep mode for an entire week. Didn't get a chance to play it. Came back and it lost 2%.
Oh.
So I was at 100, went to 98. And that was with Zelda running, sitting in there. So when it goes to sleep, it's out. I think they just do it because it can connect and do updates and things if it needs to. But yeah, I mean, there is still a way to shut it off. But I looked at it for a few different devices. Like, how often did you actually turn off your 3DS? You would have it. Would you really turn it off, or would you just flip the top and put it in your bag?
3 years.
Yeah. So it's kind of that. I mean, sleep mode, we have kind of become adjusted to it. If my 3DS was completely off, I let the battery die. That was my fault.
But overall, it's kind of nifty. I just wish I had like an actual bag because, hold on one second. What I have now, I just kind of tote it around in this little bag here. Just tote it around in it.
That's a big bag.
That is a very big bag.
I know. I wish I had an actual like Switch bag or something like that, or at least that one Zelda thing that they had with the collector's edition or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I left that in the other room. I was gonna bring it out. Yeah.
I helped Brent hunt down a collector's edition after the fact.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So that made it worse because I wasn't really taking it on the whole portable aspect of it, other than around the house. And then as soon as I got that little carrying case, up to the road we go. So.
Yeah, for me, it was always kind of a surprising thing. Like, I like my 3DS because I can take it with me. I drive an hour each way for my job. I'm having to take the kids to stuff like cheerleading or band practices. I'm having to wait a lot or do things like that. So I played my 3DS, but now, I remember the first night the Switch came out. I worked the midnight launch, came home, had it hooked up, and we were playing Zelda. And my wife, Amanda, was like, hey, let's go over to Waffle House, get something to eat. It's the middle of the night. And I'm like, all right, well, let me get to, I kind of stopped and I was like, wait a minute. I just walked over, picked it up, and I was like, let's go. And we went.
Let's go.
We're sitting at Waffle House, waiting for our food. I switched it over to Snipper Clips, and we're sitting there playing Snipper Clips while we're sitting there waiting for the food. I'm like, this is amazing. Because it's not just the portability. The 3DS had that, but it's the fact that at any time I can go, hey, here's a Joy-Con. Let's play a game. To anybody. And it worked out really well for a lot of that stuff. Now, let's see. Like even today before the show, I ran to Taco Bell to grab food for the kids. Those little taco boxes. Those things are cheap. And there was a little bit of a line in the drive-thru. So I pull up to the drive-thru, and while I'm waiting, pull it out. I'm playing Mario Kart. I'm sitting there working on a cup while I'm doing, pause it, move the car forward, unpause, keep racing. Not going to lie, I've used the portability in that a lot. So
you could also play Mario Kart while you're driving, and then maybe probably accidentally drive off the road because you're using the stick.
No, I will never
or deny.
Yeah, I will never do that.
No. Hold the steering
like
wheel.
real life Mario Kart. You just get like a giant empty parking lot or whatever.
Size.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, just go to a giant empty parking lot, and there you go. It's like playing Mario Kart in real life. Now you're gonna pay for gas, but
I don't know. It's just I like that portability, and then the fact that when I come home, I can plug it in very easily and switch right back to the TV, and it's acting like a normal console. No problems at all. I even rearranged the entertainment center where at first, I had the Xbox One and stuff on top to get easy access. Now I'm like, nope, Switch has to be right here on the top. So I just walk over, drop it in the port, done. I do wish I could actually get another dock. I'd like to have one to keep like either for
$90
or one in my room. Well, it's $60. If
is
you
it
get
60?
it,
90.
it's $90 if it comes with the power cord and the HDMI cable. It's $60 if it's just the dock. So I might just do that because I've got extra cables for that came with other controllers and things, and I might be able to use those to charge it. But anyways, let's see here. So the Switch itself, we've used. Anybody have any issues with the Joy-Cons? Anybody run into the problem with the left one acting up?
Not really.
When I was playing with Kyle, though, the these little strap things right here are so hard to get off.
Yeah.
Like I was fighting it just to get. I'm like, get off!
I figured it out. It's actually really easy,
and they're so easy to put on wrong.
Yeah, once you learn to pay attention to that and match, plus to plus, minus to minus.
Who wants to pay attention?
Yeah, I know. But you don't use the button on the back. That has nothing to do with it. You just make sure the little white tab on the bottom, you just pull it out, and it just slides right off.
Not a little bit of a click backwards.
No, then it takes a little bit more oomph to make it.
Have it on backwards. You have to pry it, cuss at it, and somehow hurt yourself in the process. And if you haven't learned for the first 3 times, then
I will attempt to do so. A live demonstration.
Backwards?
I don't even know if this is the right side.
Yeah, please don't do it backwards because that would be horrible.
It's backwards.
It's
the wrong one as well. Oh, no. I did it. I have demonstrated the not paying attention part.
See? It's so easy to do it wrong.
Oh, I really don't want to be responsible for that. I feel bad now.
Now I will be doing this for the rest of the show, trying to get this off. So,
assemble your Joy-Cons carefully. Follow all directions. The Zens podcast cannot be responsible for broken Joy-Cons.
Hey, what do you mean I struggle with addiction more than I enjoys the console? Nate, really? I'm looking at the chat.
We're getting trolled.
Like,
on a
wait
YouTube
a minute.
If you ain't cursing, you ain't gaming. That sounds like a T-shirt, right?
Yeah, no, I yell obscenities during some games. I'm like, all right, kids, cover your ears.
Earmuffs, earmuffs.
Jeremy, it's stuck. Come fix it for me.
Oh.
That's terrible.
The first time I put them together, I did it backwards. And,
I've done it before too. So, I mean, I think everybody does. You're just like, oh no, you have to pop it back off. After that, you tend to learn.
Ow.
You got it.
There's the third part. How to hurt
the pain. It's all right, Caleb. The show's for everyone. You can say what you want. It's only live.
Yeah, it's only live.
It's only alive. It's good.
All right.
I'm about to say, while he struggles with that, let's continue on.
So one of the biggest concerns, there was 2 big concerns people have with the Switch, which I'm curious to see how it's affected you guys so far. The first being the battery life. People thought the battery life would be kind of short. They wouldn't be able to get enough gameplay out of it. And then the other one being the 32 gigs internal memory.
I think it's still pretty early to worry about the internal memory right now.
I think it's one of those with the internal memory. If you're using cartridges, you're fine.
Right.
I put a 32 gig card in mine as well because I just happened to have an extra one laying around for micro SD because I wanted to do more screenshots. But if you're going digital, you download Zelda on day 1, you've got like 3 gigs left.
Yeah, that's probably one of my biggest. Actually, another complaint I have is that why micro SD cards? 2, Why
available.
why do we only get one slot? I understand because it's portable, but that's another thing is like, but it's a console. I don't want to have to like switch it out. I know there's you can, what? Hold on, I wish I can't even bring it. Dang
It's
it!
become like your cell phone. You put a micro SD card in your cell phone, and you forget about it. You just use it and go on with it.
Well, that's the thing.
Micro SD is
storage, though?
way more affordable, and it's not proprietary. A lot of things use it, so you know, I'm looking for another sale to pop up on Amazon. I have a 250 gig micro SD that's in my laptop right now. I could get another one of those and slap it in the Switch, and I'll probably never have to worry about memory again on there because I don't do digital games that much. But
well, I haven't had a problem with the memory. Battery wise, you know, I have seen
Could be better.
Connect the console, low battery, will be shutting down, all kinds of those alarms and whatnot. But then again, when I look at about the amount of time that I've been sitting there playing it, I don't think I can really complain that much. So.
Yeah, I have a feeling that the sale of those portable battery packs might go up. You just plug in.
It already did for Pokemon Go. A lot of people, you know, like, hey, I got this battery for this. Now it's like, hey, now we can actually use it on something else, which is great because they had made a bunch of Pokemon themed ones for those batteries, and they were on sale at Walmart here locally for like just a few bucks. I was like, dude, go get those! Like, it already matches your console. It just, I don't know. Mine's worked out really well. I've run into the battery problem once or twice, but that's, you know, like Brent was saying, playing for really long periods of time. Yeah. And even then, because I got, what was it? I bought 2 Pro controllers, and I also got a charge grip. Each of those came with a USB-C USB cable. So now I can charge it in my car, plug it into any battery, get a wall adapter and plug it in. Like anywhere I can get power with a USB, I'm good.
See, I use it as a sign. When my little thing pops up, it's like, you know, low battery, needs charge. And that's when I go, okay, I need to take a break.
Yeah, it hasn't really been an issue with me. A lot of people I've seen, you know, they're taking long flights and they're just plugging it into the USB ports or bringing a battery with them. And they're using different stands to kind of hold it up better. Because I get why they did it, but having the charge port at the bottom was kind of weird.
That's.
I've looked at the breakdowns of these, of how they actually did the circuit boards and everything, and I understand why they put it there. Plus, for the dock, having to put it in, because you couldn't really make a dock and have it on the side with the controllers in the way, and you know, put it on the top. You have to flip. Well, I guess you could have flipped it upside down and docked it that way. I don't know. Who knows?
Well,
I'm sure with the Switch Mini we'll see.
My old Samsung phone had the charge port on top of the phone, and that was such a pain in the butt. I did not like it. That. So,
I guess it would just feel like you're holding a giant controller with a cable coming out of it, like a certain gamepad. If it had the charger on the top. Never know. Could be. All right. So, you guys, are either one of you going to be going mostly digital for this system, or are you just pretty much sticking with the cartridges for a majority of it?
I'll stick with the nasty cartridges, and
yeah, I think so for the most part. If I have no choice to go digital, then yeah. But if it comes out on a physical, like if all the Neo Geo games came out on a physical, I'd probably go ahead and just get.
That would have been a great collection.
Yeah.
I would have paid $50 for that. Like, nice little collection of all of them put together. Anyways, all right. So we've talked about the Joy-Cons themselves. I guess.
Oh, wait. Can I say one thing?
Yeah. Okay. It's a podcast. Please do.
All right. When I was playing 1-2 Switch with Kyle, just because we want to check it out, some of the HD rumble features didn't really work all that well, except for like 2 games where it really stuck out. That was the soda shaking one. I was like, oh yeah, it actually feels like bubbles in there. That's cool. And the what is it? The little, you guess how many marbles are in the box or whatever.
Yeah, that one blew me away.
Yeah, those are the main ones that are using the HD rumble. The other ones, it's just normal vibration.
Yeah, but
and I've got a couple games.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've noticed a couple games that, like, different explosions will feel different with the the Rumble as it goes, which is really nice. But I think we're waiting to see more games that really support HD Rumble and the way that some people are thinking it could be. So we can kind of go from there. Brent apparently muted himself.
Yep, he died.
Wow, that went dark really fast.
Pretty much.
Just died. So one other thing, have you played anything online yet with the Switch?
No. Like I've just been playing Zelda. The couple times when I've tried to connect to the shop, though, sometimes I'm like, "Oh well, we're not really working right now." So, but I think that just might be my setup. But other than that,
yeah, I've been playing it a lot more. I messed with Bomberman a little bit at first, and it worked, but I did have lag issues. Not gonna lie. What's up?
Okay, so another thing I noticed is that I don't know if it's any indication, but the little Wi-Fi signal up top tells you how strong your signal is.
Yeah.
Mine is really small. And I'm like, are you serious? Because my computer gets like full bars from where I'm at in the house. And this little thing apparently gets 1 bar. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. Mine picks up pretty well. I can be pretty much anywhere in the house. I normally get Wi-Fi and I can still play. I was walking around the house playing Mario Kart earlier today. I've played online for a couple different games, like I said, Bomberman, and Mario Kart being the main two. And Mario Kart, I'm happy to say at least has been working really well.
No disconnects or anything, or
I had one disconnect, and I think that was my own fault. I think I actually walked outside my Wi-Fi area. But the other ones have been working pretty well. The match will start. You'll have everyone in the front line. I guess it kind of syncs everybody up before it does the countdown, and then you're off. And I've noticed really no more than maybe a few little hiccups of movement of people going, maybe a lag spike or something. But I'm still running it off of Wi-Fi. It could probably be a little bit better if I was running off the Ethernet adapter that I have. What I don't like, and I'm hoping they'll change this later, is the online interface with friends. I cannot connect with my friends very easily to play games. It's weird. Like I can see the list, and I can
just be able to go to your little friendy thing or whatever, and then click join game or something like that.
No, that just tells me they're on there.
Oh, well.
And then there's no other options. I can't send them a message. I can't call them. I can't anything right now. So what comes up being with that is, I'll see them in the list in Mario Kart saying, "Hey, I'm online." I'll click on it and I keep getting a pop of that message. Their room is full, or, you have to keep doing it till you manage to work your way in there. Now, I really, really hope they fix that by E3 with whatever they're going to announce or show for their paid online service, because I know it's cheap, but good God, they need to do better than this.
Yeah. That's one thing. I liked Nintendo because you didn't really have to pay for it. Because I'm already paying for internet anyways. Why do I have to pay for a service that?
Well, that's how it is on pretty much all of them. Xbox Live,
can I tell you?
Network.
Can I tell you probably my favorite thing about the Switch though?
What?
When you go to your little I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that? When you go to your little page right here. Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it messed up. Hold on. Try it again.
Turn your oh yeah. The different sounds.
Where's the speaker? I never really noticed where's the speaker on this thing.
Everybody's just clicking this switch now.
What are we doing?
You want to do something sound-wise? I got a friend online. Yay. We're all just looking at our Switch.
Anyways.
Oh, this is hilarious. Hey, Kogi's playing Mario Kart. Could have got John on here. Anyways. So, Brent, you, I think from the games you have, you don't have any online ones either, so you really haven't messed with the...
No, I don't think I have
for that. Because all the SNK games are local multiplayer only, and of course Zelda's single player. We just talk to each other a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was talking to Caleb about it with some of the issues with Mario Kart 8. Like the online has been working really well, but it's really difficult to connect with your friends or play with them right now. I can't send messages. I can't really
server overload or something.
No, just bad interface.
All right, Nintendo, get on that update.
Well, they announced that they're doing the online service, which I think they've said like $20 a year or something like that. It's not bad, but that will that has everything you need supposedly for chat and for everything else. So I'm really hoping that it'll actually work for that.
He's writing
there's a couple
comments
online
in the chat room over here.
Yeah, I know. He likes to do that. Nate likes to talk.
You should get him on the show. And Jerry's like, no.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I've invited him. In my defense, I have invited him. I don't know. I think I see a good sign for what some of the developers are going at because I'm seeing more multiplayer games being announced for it. Like Payday 2 is a really good online multiplayer shooter, and that's coming out for the Switch this year. So maybe they've seen something we haven't yet, or they know more about the interface. He has too much of a horrible mouth. Whatever. Whoa, Caleb's gone. Huh. Okay. So Caleb's back.
I did a die.
You did a die?
I did a die.
All right, so we'll go around. We'll kind of finish this up for this part. What's your general thoughts on your Switch? Good, bad, just how you feel its feature is going to be with this so far? Like just talk about the hardware.
The hardware, I'm looking forward to see what they do with it. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, the graphics." I'm like, I don't care about graphics.
Some of the games look really good, though.
Yeah, like Mario Odyssey looks amazing. Just like wow. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it overall, just to see what kind of games are on it. And Nintendo, please put a Metroid game on it, please.
I'm right there with you, Caleb. I want Metroid 2.
I want Sammy back in my life.
Sammy.
Why you know Sammy?
Sammy. Yeah, Metroid would be awesome.
God, yeah, I would.
I would like, I talked before.
2D
I'd always
or
wanted
3D, I don't care.
Just like a revamp of the Kid Icarus, but I like the 3DS version.
Oh my
I've always
gosh!
wanted
If
to
they had
see
another Kid Icarus Uprising type thing on here.
See, I'm a little different. That's not so much I want the Uprising. I would love to see kind of like how they did like the Mega Man Powered Up, where they did the chibi style character. I would kind of like to have that of the older series. Hell, it could still even be 2D style, just a little bit more in-depth,
A
three-dimensional.
2.5D remake of the original, basically.
Yeah. Why not? I mean,
pretty cool.
He's a pretty big character, especially with the whole Smash regime. He's made a name for himself, and then that Uprising came out. So I don't see why they won't do it. Honestly,
it depends on how the creators are and what they want to do with that.
Right.
Hardware-wise, I said I've managed to crack mine already. I have a lovely little crack right here at the top.
I couldn't see that. You sent me a picture before. No.
Yeah, there was that little spot. It's not supposed to be there. I'm not even sure how it happened, but it's still working fine, no problems. And that's after it survived a trip all the way from Florida to Virginia and back and running around. So things happen. But I don't know. The hardware itself still feels pretty good. I've kept my kids away from it because I've still got that fear they're going to drop it or do something to it. And I'm like, here, kids, just use the Pro Controller.
New and shiny.
Did you not see that one video where the guy drops it on the concrete like 10 times and it still works?
I don't want to even watch that because
it's just terrible.
That's nightmare stuff for me. No, that's not happening. All right, so future from there, we've got E3 coming up this year. Nintendo's announced they're not doing a big live event, but that's not really a surprise. They haven't done one in a couple of years. They've been doing the Nintendo Directs, and those have worked out really well, I think. They've still had shows on the floor, so people that go to E3 can see the games, play them, and they've been doing the live shows for hours on end throughout the days playing these games. So what game, other than Metroid, Caleb, we already know what your answer is going to be.
Metroid.
Yeah. What game or type of game or franchise even would you guys want to see be announced at the Switch? Like, hey, surprise, here it is. Other than Metroid, you know it's Metroid. I want Metroid. Metroid's good.
All right. I won't.
Just get
a new Mega Man game. Mega Man 11.
That's asking for a lot, though. It's probably that's asking for a lot. Probably more so than Metroid.
We have this mighty number. Now shut your faces.
It never happened.
I think we still have a collector's edition for PS4 of that with the figure. People just don't want it because the figure looks like how the game plays.
Oh. That's just ugly.
Exactly.
I honestly would like to see one thing I can think of off the top of my head is like maybe a Pokken tournament kind of thing that has all the new characters in it. Japan.
Nate in the chat room just said a Pokemon game. He can play on the TV.
A lot of people are saying Pokemon Stars is probably going to be on the Switch because it is portable. But that's I just remembered. Sorry, speaking of portability, it just dawned on me. All right, so we got to get Pokemon games on the Switch.
That should be the thumbnail of the show.
Because it is a portable system. But now that it's a portable system, we could probably get some Monster Hunter games on the Switch.
Oh, that was my guess, man.
I win.
Yeah, I would love to see Monster Hunter because Monster Hunter 4 and Generations were really, really good games. They love the mechanics of it. How they did it.
They just look terrible.
They look really good on the new 3DSs because they actually do have better textures and stuff. But
the whole camera thing sometimes.
Yeah,
you'd have to have like the joystick expansion on here.
Yeah. I actually like that thing.
Yeah, I do too. It's big though.
But no, I still go back and play Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on the Wii U because I can take my game save and move it between my 3DS and my Wii U, so I can play it on the go, come home, and put it back up on the TV and keep playing and play online with friends. If that was on the Switch, it would be the best of both worlds because there would be no transfer period. I would literally just pick it up and continue on. So you could meet up somewhere and play Monster Hunter with friends, or like you could with the 3DSs, one of you could be on the TV while the other ones are wirelessly connected, whatever you want to do. Monster Hunter would be a really good series. I think that would kind of fill that out a lot. Brent, what you got?
I said Mega Man and Kid Icarus.
Okay, appreciate you did say that.
It'd be really cool.
What?
Okay. Oh, no. Like, since it's a whole new system and everything, like NEX Remix 3 or something.
Yeah.
Maybe even pick a couple other extra games in there. Maybe, like you said before, the whole. I'm big on the whole HD remake type stuff. I know a lot of people aren't, but I do like
the NES remix.
Yeah. Oh. See, there you go. There you go.
We're gonna go there because I did
some like mini versions of Pilot Wings mixed with whatever.
Ooh, Pilot Wings would be interesting.
Yeah.
Nate in the comments is coming up saying, of course, he wants a new F-Zero game,
and that's kind of like that.
That's also asking a lot.
Yeah. Well, Fast RMX is kind of filled a lot of the stuff for F-Zero.
Yeah.
Nintendo even gave them the blessing that they have the announcer from F-Zero in the game, and it does have that feel to it.
It does.
Nate, I don't remember if you still have a Wii U or not, but Fast Racing Neo, I think is what it's called, was on the Wii U, and it played beautifully. This is kind of a enhanced version, almost like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that they brought out for Switch for Fast RMX. That would probably be up your alley. I know I greatly enjoyed it, but I'd even be happy if they finally announced, and this is one of the topics I was going to bring up, Virtual Console for GameCube. Give us, F-Zero GX. That game was absolutely beautiful and difficult.
You can make your own
on the GameCube.
Well. Make your own car. I was like, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I made this monstrosity one time. It looked terrible. It's great.
True and Honest just popped up. He wants an F-Zero GX HD port with online play. I don't know if they'll be able to do the online play
Wow.
I don't remember if that one even had network capability. I knew Mario Kart Double Dash did, but I don't think GX did. But even if it was just,
Well, just remake it. He threw HD in there, so it's got to be like a remake in HD. So
that's true. But even if they just brought it, even if it was just a virtual console where it would upscale it, you could still do 4-player local. I would like to have an ability to play each person on a different screen, but that would be the HD remake pretty much. And actually, for Nate brought up again, F-Zero game where you can make your own tracks.
Yeah.
That was actually already done. It was only in Japan though. F-Zero X on the Nintendo 64 in Japan, you could use the disk drive expansion and make your own tracks. And I wanted that to come out here so bad. Never happened.
Nope.
I would love that. Anyways. All right. So we'll go ahead and jump into the next topic I want to talk about, which was the lack of virtual console at the launch of the system, which they said is coming. But I'm wondering, you guys think they're going to be able to go back like to the heyday of the Wii where it was beyond Nintendo systems? Or are we looking at kind of a repeat of the Wii U where it's mostly going to focus on Nintendo and other companies are just going to release their own stuff as they go?
Well, it depends because they said they want the Switch to have more third-party stuff on it.
Right.
So maybe they could do third-party virtual console like releases, but I'm not sure how well like that's going to work out. But we'll see. That's all I got.
The Geo thing is not virtual console, but it kind of feels like it's a virtual console. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Even though they say it's not, it is. It's a virtual console. I mean, there's no hidden meaning behind it. But
I was kind of hoping you bring those up because those are the ones that have me the most concerned about third parties being on virtual console. Because if they were, they could have already started introducing those as part of it, but they're putting them out separately. And that could just be because they release these on multiple systems. They're not just on the Switch. They've been releasing them on PS4, and things like that as well. Right. So that may be a whole different reason why it's not there. Neo Geo had been on the virtual console for the Wii before with their arcade games. So I don't know. Even if
I'd like to see on there, though.
What's up?
Pinball effects.
Oh, that was another one's going to bring up. They hinted at maybe Pinball Effects 2 maybe coming to the Switch.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Could you imagine if they let you play it in long form, though? Take your Switch and just turn it vertically like this and play pinball? Just think about that, Brent.
Well, I'm also looking at a way that maybe some kind of attachment to put your Joy-Cons, on the side so you can have your flipper action.
Well, you mean you could still hold it and just use the 2 buttons on the face?
I want them here, homie.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of like have some kind of new grip that would lock on, special attachment. See? And then the Joy-Cons can actually snap onto the side, and I can sit there and play like maybe have a button because you're not gonna have a pull thing, but that would be cool.
How portable is this gonna be, Brent?
Yeah, right.
No bigger than the grip. I mean, look at that. It's like
the Switch, the new pinball machine.
Instead of having these handles, that's where the Joy-Con would actually hook up to.
You're gonna have the
on the go. 5,000 different types of pinball games you can play on the Switch.
Pinball Effects 2, if they bring the whole grouping to it, is a lot of pinball machines.
Well, not only that, what was the one on Xbox that it was like Midway's pinball gaming system where they actually had the replicas of the old Midway games?
Yeah,
if they did something like that, you've got hundreds.
That actually got re-released on PS4.
Well, I don't have that. So.
Well, I know. I think it was only like 30 tables, but it was like 30 really good, very accurately run tables.
If you had Midway or you had whatever other
right.
I just went blank on right now. So.
Well, the people over at Pinball Effects, the nice thing about them is that they're one of the only ones making original tables nowadays. I mean, they're digital, but they're at least new.
Crazy tables.
And some of the ones I love are tied to other things. Like I liked their original ones, but like the Plants vs. Zombies one was great. The Walking Dead, all their Marvel, like the Avengers and X-Men, Deadpool, that one was funny.
Explosion Man,
Oh yeah, I forgot about Explosion Man.
Or just like you said, one off, like Into the Deep or The Room, Martian,
Right.
Man, I haven't played that.
Because I mean, I even bought this on 3DS.
I just never jumped on the 3DS bandwagon with it. But
there was only it wasn't that expensive, but it was just their boards. But it was still fun to play on the go, and I would really rather have it on the Switch to be able to do that as well.
Yeah.
Even if they couldn't do the long form play, it would still look really good on this screen, being able to play pinball on there like you could on a TV.
Sure.
So I'm gonna buy it. But I guess they kind of announced that they're doing something on the Switch, but haven't really announced what. I'm hoping this might be one of their E3 announcements, have that kind of pop up there. But yeah, pinball will be good. Comments are going off about the blasphemy is saying that Donkey Kong Racing is better than Mario 64. We don't need chat that bad. We could just shut this down. They're
Diddy
wrong.
Kong.
Yeah, Diddy Kong. I had fun with that game, but it's just Mario Kart was always so much better to me. The planes were fun.
Read the next one. Pun intended.
Yeah, that's true.
You missed the joke behind that.
I would love it, like a Diddy Kong Racing or something like that. It's pretty cool.
Dear God, don't give more companies more ideas for expensive add-ons. Of course, I guess they could just release it with a special edition Joy-Con and just have that set up more of like some kind of paddles or something. You just have to slide it on. They'd have to keep the controls at the bottom though, just to keep it right. Be kind of top heavy, but they could do it. I will give you the true and honest. The adventure mode was a lot better than the single player for Mario Kart. I mean, I like racing with the people, but their adventure mode could be crazy if they did a good one. They tried that, I think, on the DS one, but not quite the same. All right, so
do I have it on DS? I do, don't I? 3DS.
Mario Kart 7 was the 3DS one.
I think I had that on 3DS.
It was literally just Mario Kart DS where they introduced the very what was the old racing anime? Speed Racer style Mario Kart.
I was about to say Speed Racer. That's the only.
I just blank for a sec. Give me a break. All right. We kind of jumped back off the virtual console stuff at all, but would you guys be okay with the virtual console if it was strictly Nintendo and they just brought their A game, brought all their stuff to it? Or would you want to see, more push to try and get more third parties in there directly through virtual console, or just see if they'll release them separately?
I'm happy with just Nintendo, but I'm welcoming, other companies. I mean, I don't know. Right now, I can't possibly think of anything that I would just be dying to have come to the system. And if I sit there and just kind of think about Nintendo, Super Nintendo games, I'm ecstatic. I mean, yeah, bring it.
Yeah, I mean, I know like you always like getting the Mega Man games on there, but then they're also releasing them as Mega Man collections. So is it better to get the collection or than the virtual console,
Well, the thing is those first 6 came out on virtual console way before the collection was ever coming out. So I kind of feel like I got screwed on that. And, I invested a lot of time playing the virtual consoles. And then when the collection came out, I didn't have that much of a spark to try to do it over again right away. So
you did get a gold Mega Man amiibo, though.
I did get a gold Mega Man amiibo. But I think if I had the option, if they came out at about the same time, you can have the option of physical versus digital. I would definitely just go with the physical almost every time anyways.
Yeah, longevity for me.
Yeah, I still have the digital versions on the 3DS. I haven't deleted them, even though I have the cart. But I don't know.
Okay, Caleb, what you got?
Really just depends on what they have. If they have like some N64 games or something like that. I'm not really the retro kind of guy, but if they put some GameCube games on there, I'm like, oh, I never got to play that, because GameCube was really my N64 and GameCube were really kind of my era and stuff like that. But it's pretty interesting.
Okay, I mean, I'd like to see them do some third parties, because there are some of the more elusive ones that are kind of hard to do. They're not going to go back and do remakes or add-ons and things. You're going to see less of some of the popular ones. Like they probably won't bring the Final Fantasies because they'll probably release another collection, or they'll do, things like that. But I don't know. A lot of the Super Nintendo, even N64, a lot of the really popular games were third-party ones as well as the first-party ones. So it kind of expands upon that of what we're going to get.
Just got really bright.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Sorry, I was shining for a second.
Well, there's a window right here, so yeah. Anyways, all right. So let's see. We can go and move on to our next stuff. We'll go ahead and start talking about the one true game for the Switch that literally more people bought than the console itself,
which is weird.
Yeah, but it happened. Apparently, it's the first game I've ever heard of that has an over 100% attach rate for a console. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Okay, I was being thrown off for a second. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, they brought out their sales numbers, and the Breath of the Wild actually sold more copies on the Switch than the Switch console itself.
Maybe a lot of people are buying them up and then trying to resell them online for more. Or...
You got some of that. You got some people that bought it digitally and then got like a physical collector's edition. Or, I mean, technically you bought it twice.
A Call of Duty Animal Crossing crossover. Sorry, that just made me squirrel again.
So
yes,
hold on.
Now, okay,
they've done that. It's called the Normandy beach scene in Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Wow.
Oh, well played. Well played.
That's adorable furry animals dying by gunfire.
Right, little Nazi
World War II.
Going back though, technically, even though I did get 2 copies, they did not see that sale. They only saw one sale, and then it was returned. So they actually, when they consider that a loss, even though it was purchased twice, returned once. You do the math, people. X equals, who cares?
I just know when you paid me back, I was like, is this I'm not even going to think about it. I'm just going to take it, and we're just going to go. I'm just going to trust you. This is how much you owed me. Whatever. So, I still find it funny. The collector's edition for the Switch version of that game is actually bigger than the box for the Switch itself.
Yeah, I know. I got them side by side, and I'm like, what the crud?
Because it still trips me out. This is an entire console.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm at about, I think, around 170 hours of game time. Brent, you're right there at the same thing. Getting pretty close. Caleb,
I don't know.
Do you know how to look, Caleb?
No, I
don't.
Make it chirp.
Yeah, make it chirp. Turn on your
Switch.
Switch.
Like a bad rat song. Make it chirp.
Turn my volume down. Go up to your character's page.
Your profile here.
Go to your profile. And it'll show you your game and how much time you played. Yeah, estimated.
I wish it would give you an exact amount, but
I miss that from like the Wii, the Wii U, the 3DS. All had that where we track you played this much time of this game exactly. Now it's like, you're about this.
Yeah, you're there. So what you got? What you got, Caleb? What's your numbers?
No, it did a weird thing. It didn't want to load.
It's okay.
You broke it.
It's a safe place.
I did. I
laugh at you too much for low hours.
Yeah, remember last time we laughed at you, we ended up having to laugh at ourselves.
Yeah,
pretty
because
much.
You probably haven't played as much because you still have a life.
Played
so the rest
for
of
70 hours or more.
How much?
70 hours or more.
That's not bad.
Is that more than what you thought?
So what?
Is that more than what you thought?
Yeah, kind of.
Chirp or die.
Yeah, I think that's one of the other sides of this being a portable. Your game time will just rack up without you realizing it. Because you're just like, oh, well, I'm going to go lay down. And you just take it with you and you're laying in bed playing it for a little while. You know, it just that
cooking
adds
dinner
up really fast.
In between stirs of cooking dinner, you just put it in the oven. It's like, okay, I got 10 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah.
Stir occasionally. I'll stir.
I'll set the screen somewhere and I'll be just playing with the Joy-Cons. And if I go sit up at Starbucks for a little bit, I'll be playing it. Or if I'm doing other stuff, we meet up at the local GameStop and we'll set up our Switches over there on the counter while we're talking to each other. And I'll be over there. We'll be playing.
Local GameStop, aka his second home.
Yeah, pretty much.
What are you doing? I'm just chilling at the house. I mean, at the store. What?
No, Nate, none of us have lives. We play a lot of games. And we're sadly okay with that. All right.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm all right with it. So, your first impressions, like when you first turned it on, you wake up, in the Resurrection Shrine, you walk outside and can start walking around. What was the first thing you thought?
I got a long way to go.
Okay, that's a good one. All right, Caleb?
It's dangerous outside.
I was like, oh, it's very pretty.
Very pretty.
Very pretty. It's very big. When you get to that cliff, you're just like, oh my. It's a lot.
I walked out and I was like, that's a hell of a draw distance. Like, whoa.
Oh, that's a lot. Oh, I see a big bird in the distance. Whoa.
Yeah. So here's another one. And this isn't really a spoiler because these things are just kind of running around. What was the first time you noticed the dragons?
I was on that bridge.
It was on the Lake Hylia bridge.
Yeah.
I was.
It was just like, oh, hello. Is that a thing? Okay, sure.
Do I kill it? Do I kill it? It's shooting at me.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to just mosey on to where I was going before.
Well, that reminds me of that internet meme that you usually see on social media where it talks about there's two type of gamers, and it's like a doorway. It's all dark, and I guess there's like a doll hitting in a room, and two little kids run. You ain't seen this? So there's two type of gamers, and they run by. One kid dips, and the other kid runs up to the doll and kick it. So I guess that just explained it. You saw the dragon, you're like, "Ooh, I'm going this way." I'm like, "Where do I shoot?"
I tried to jump on it.
Right.
How'd that work out for you?
It shocked. I hit it and it electrocutes you because it was the electric one I found first.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't knock me off. I was falling down its back, and just every time I'd bump, it was just like,
Yeah.
And I went all the way down the dragon. I was like, oh crap.
I think I had about the same reaction too.
Because when I first saw it, I was taking a picture of something, and I thought it was like a tree, just like something in the background. And I'm like, oh, this is great. And then it moved, and I'm like,
that's not a tree.
I'm sitting there with my son. I'm like, Jeremy, look,
tree.
What is that? So I go chasing it down, and I got the full electric outfit, like the rubber suit, so you can't get electrocuted. And I tried jumping on it again. Yeah, dragon don't give a damn. You're getting shocked no matter what.
And what sucks is you say that you were talking to your son when it happened. See, I had nobody. And this is the time that you and I weren't really talking too much. We were trying to keep a lot of things spoiler free, so it's early.
Right.
These days we'll talk about it's like, yo, you seen this screenshot? But back then it was like, there's this thing. Whoa,
you need to go here.
I can't talk about it. Have you seen it? Do you know what I'm talking about? Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
So I had no one to sit there and have that moment with. I'm looking around at pillows on the couch.
I'm not going to lie. Once we actually started talking back and forth about it, of what we've actually found, I think the game became even more enjoyable.
Yeah, because it's like, wait a minute, I ain't seen that. Where are you at?
But I remember my second encounter with the dragon, and Jeremy, you've probably seen it when I posted it on my social media. I was just sitting there. I'm like, I'm gonna climb this mountain today. Make it like almost to the top. I'm like, and then as soon as I climb up and the camera pans up, I'm like, oh, that's a foot. That's a purple foot. I don't know what the purple foot belongs to, but it's there.
Oh,
I'm going to just go around the mountain now.
One you have to fight. That one you do have to hunt down.
That was when it had the glow, so you're like a moth to a flame. You're just kind of going up to it. And you're like, ooh, he looks angry.
Yeah, and then it's like all of a sudden, hey, here's a dragon. You have to fight her now. I'm like, hey?
Hey? They're mean. I don't want
to. What?
You know what I wish? There was a few characters that I didn't see in this. Maybe a sequel that could have them, whatever. But like the three-headed dragon from the original Zelda, I would have loved to have seen something like that in the game.
Right.
Most of these characters are from like the original.
Maybe it can still happen when the DLC comes out.
Ooh.
I think there's a lot of references to those things. I mean, I think if we look, there may even be a skeleton of one of them.
I have not seen the three-headed.
The giant dragon bones and stuff like that. They're
because
all over the place.
This game, and this isn't really spoilers, but like where it fits in the timeline is still so hotly debated because it's like a mishmash of everything.
It is.
Like,
well, it's going to be an
know
evolution of what we've already seen.
Well, we look at it like, okay, we have like when you first walk out, the first building you see is the Temple of Time, but it's the Temple of Time from Twilight Princess. It's like, okay, we're after that then. But then you get inside and there's a statue that looks like the goddess statue from Skyward Sword, which we knew everything from Zelda is after that. Kind of a smaller version. And then you've got the Koroks that pop up. They're all from Wind Waker. And
it's just like, this doesn't make any sense. Where does it belong?
Well, it's 100 years. You know,
it's 1,000 years.
10,000 actually.
Yeah, you're right.
It was 100 after. Well, it's 100 after the final battle.
Yeah, it's 100 after the final battle that you die in, which I mean they have that in the game, and then they're talking about like 10,000 years in the past, and all this other stuff. Like they're basically making the Legend of Zelda have a longer timeline than human history for most
Pretty
of this.
much.
It's a lot of reincarnations too. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, they repeat a lot, but I don't know. What do you guys think of the items, the weapons breaking so much?
First, I hated it.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean,
now I like the challenge.
I can't tell you how many fights I'm like, I'm ready. I've got all these weapons, and at the end of it, you're going, I need a stick. I need anything.
I need anything. Throw some acorns.
Just throw bombs.
I've thrown acorns.
Yeah, at first I truly did hate it because you're like, oh, I got this awesome weapon, man. I had to work hard to get it. Boom, it's broke. And you're like, what? But I'm still trying to make more expansion slots for them, but I can go through them pretty fast. But I'm not freaking out like I was when I first started.
Yeah, when you first start, it's just like, just got to pick up everything because I don't know, when it's going to break.
Happen.
Yeah. But now it's just like, I'll just keep this one on me. Like the flame weapons that you can get. Those things are OP because one, they can heat you up like in cold climates, and two, you could just light anything on fire with them. It's like I don't even need like flint or anything. I just
let's go and talk about that then, because I think that's something that really defined how this game was. Is the physics engine in this? How everything has a proper reaction, or most of it has a proper reaction. That you'd kind of be like, I wonder if I can do this. And a lot of times you could. You were talking about the fire swords, have them on your back and it keeps you warm. I would also use it. I would turn around, it would melt ice.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, actually.
So I just let it melt the cubes. And I'm just like,
I mean, it takes a while, but yeah, you could just sit there with it on your back or whatever. It's just like, oh, no,
there's also a tip too. If you've got to move a block of ice, say like in a shrine or in some kind of thing, unequipped your fire equipment because it will melt the ice before you have a chance to get it to where it needs to go. I'll just tell you.
Well, and the reverse of that, like when you're having to move the block of ice to the desert on one of the side missions, hopefully no spoilers, sorry, you can wear an ice weapon to help slow down the thawing.
Yeah. There's shrines too that you have to do the same thing.
Yeah. Little things like that are trippy. And then the fact that all the metal objects, they'll get you struck by lightning. But people have bypassed entire sections of challenges where they're having to find, like, to run the electricity. They just use magnesis and put their weapons in a line to conduct electricity and start it, and they're good. And they just pick up all their stuff when they're done. And it works.
I didn't think about that.
It was crazy. Like, I watched somebody do that in a video. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, because every time, you were talking about rain earlier, you have to wait for that because you can't climb. But when lightning would come, you have to take all the metal off of you, or at least for your weapons. Your armor doesn't matter. But
at first, when you had to unequip that, I thought you had to actually drop all your weapons, and I'm like, this is crap.
Well, I turned it into a weapon because I would let the spark start to happen, and then I would aim and throw the weapon at an enemy, and it would hit them. The lightning would strike and kill them, and then I just go back over and pick up the weapon.
Yeah.
So
now I just use myself as the lightning rod.
Yeah, I got that rubber suit that lets you can't get shocked.
Same with the Thunder Helm.
Yeah, and you can just sit there and you're like, oh, cool, I've got this on. Lightning strikes you is nothing. Let me tell you now, don't do that on a horse.
No,
horse
don't do
will
it on a
get
horse. I
shot.
learned the hard way. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, my baby, no.
I about killed a horse doing that. I was like, oh no, my bad.
It's all right. You can bring him back.
No,
I can't yet.
You can?
I can.
There's a particular fairy you can find,
It's fair.
a fifth
It's
one.
freaky looking too. Yeah.
Oh,
But it will resurrect horses, and I haven't found it yet. I've heard of it.
I haven't found it either. Dang. What
I
the
almost
heck?
needed to find it because I almost killed Epona by doing that. I was like, no.
If you have to eventually break down, I'll look on my map again.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm finding like even the horses. I didn't realize there's how many varieties of those things there are. There's like 4 or 5 special hidden ones around the world.
Yeah.
that
Do you
are
want to
unique.
talk about them? I think I know. And at least 3 off the top of my head I can name.
Let's just say it this way: if you're playing Legend of Zelda and you think horses are spoilers, get over it. There's a couple of the side missions that you can find. One of them is a descendant of Zelda's horse. It's an all-white one that you go look for, which was pretty cool. Of course, we all know about Epona. You use the Smash Brothers amiibo, and the first time you use it, you get Epona. Fun thing is, you can then turn around and use somebody else's Zelda amiibo from Smash Brothers for the first time and get another Epona.
Huh.
And you can just keep doing that as long as you have a different one. It goes by that
Oh,
unique
yours.
amiibo's
I want
code.
an Epona.
You only have 5 slots in the stable.
Right. Which so you can have 5 opponents if you really want, but you don't want to use them all up because of the other ones. The giant horse. Is the one
I have that one.
I'm pretty sure I don't think they officially say it, but that looks like it's straight up like Ganon's horse. Like it's
Probably.
from him. Like it's another descendant. Because I ended up naming mine Ganon. I was like, I'm gonna have Ganon the horse and ride it everywhere. It's like comically large.
It is.
The other horses, sadly, you can't keep.
The skeleton.
One of them is the skeleton horse. I wish there was a way to keep that. I would love for that to be part of the DLC. You know, maybe let the masked guy start his own stable somewhere and let you do that because he'd love it.
The other one is like the King of the Mountain, Spirit of the Mountain, something like that.
I'm still trying to get that thing tamed. It's some weird blue glowing one.
Yeah, no, it takes a lot of stamina. Like it
I have
takes
max
almost
stamina, and it still kicks me
3 stamina things, and then probably some more after that. It's a lot.
So I need to go out there with stamina
It's
stuff.
a 5-star on everything, but you can't keep it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I figured you can't.
It's pretty cool though.
The fact that you can ride the deer, you can ride bears.
Actually, they
I've ridden the bear.
say
That was great.
they say that I think like the place that you get it at is named after was it the president that died?
Satoru Iwata.
Yeah.
it's,
So that could be like you're riding him, but also another Satoru Iwata reference was all the bananas that one clan has. That's why they have a bunch of bananas. So I'm like, so he wants to murder Link? Is that how that works?
Well, it was just the banana thing because it was just funny, but there was also the whole thing with one of the characters you run into that looks remarkably like Iwata, and he actually, he's always going around helping people. He sells the arrows for cheaper. He points you towards that mountain as well, the Satoru Mountain.
Yeah, there you go.
Which up in the mountain is a cherry blossom. It's one of the cherry blossom trees that's up there. So even if they don't come outright and say it seems very much like it is a reference to that, and I think a very good one. It's a respectable
Also,
one.
like the bloopies themselves. I don't know if that's like
the little rabbit spirits.
yeah, because they're connected to that mountain as well, where you get the king of the mountain. So
Right.
because he's like, there's a whole bunch of bloopies when you go up there too. It's just like so many bloopies. I wish I could like hit them all and get a whole bunch of rupees out of them. But
And so you start pulling out the bow and arrow with like 5 arrows, and you're like, it's about to make some money.
Also, Robin Williams is in there somewhere.
Some people think like there's a guy that
they
looks
did.
like him but doesn't act at all like him, and then different jokes or references. But I don't know. I believe more that Iwata is going to be in there than I would Robin Williams, though they're probably something to show at least.
What's his name? His daughter Zelda.
Yeah, he did a lot of their Zelda commercials and stuff too. So who knows? All right. How many slots have you guys actually gotten open so far for your stuff?
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
I've gotten 17 weapon slots. 17 or well,
I didn't study for this
11
test.
11 of the the bow ones, because I keep forgetting the arrows don't count.
yeah, arrows don't count.
And I
My
have 10
whole
shields.
thing with that is, why do you have 900 Korok seeds you have to find around the entire map? Why 900? That is ridiculous.
Especially when you only need like
Ridiculous.
450 to get everything.
Right?
Well, they even said they didn't intend for everybody to get all of them, but it's just extra little bonuses and things to find. They wanted to be, you know, if you want to go to this weird little quirky spot on the side, hey, you know, there's going to be some kind of payoff. There's something there for you to see.
I've seen what the payoff is, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I haven't seen yet, so.
It's not even worth it.
No. no.
Not at all.
Well, I'm wondering if they're going to have more of it tied in with the DLC as well, though, which may be the same reason why you can't find enough shrines to get all the hearts and all the stamina.
Well, there's only like, what, 120 shrines? So you have to choose between if you want full stamina or full hearts, which honestly, hearts themselves, you are like, what? Usually you get 20 hearts in a Zelda game. You have way past that anyways. Like, if you max out everything, you get all the shrines, you have more than enough hearts than what you would already get in a Zelda game anyways. You have like 40 if you were to like max it out. But you kind of need 40 though sometimes, because some of
those hits on some of the creatures.
It's just like, hit. Oh, you're dead. I took out like all 30 of your hearts. Like, what?
So 10 shields, 9 bows, 17 weapon slots.
Okay. So it pretty much broke up about the same way.
I still have 38. I could probably get one more weapon slot, because it's 35 right now for another weapon slot. So.
But speaking of, if you've played any Zelda game before, you probably know where the Master Sword is. Which, once I found that place, I'm like, I know it's here. I know it. I'll find it.
Feels right. No, I think they did a lot of the stuff with the Master Sword pretty well. I like the fact that you can't break it. It will wear down energy-wise and have to recharge for about 10 minutes. But at least you know you can't get rid of it.
But it's also pretty cool that, slight spoilers for the Master Sword if you don't know, but like, it'll glow and the attack power will increase whenever there's like an influence of Ganon nearby, or like evil. So the guardians, any possessed guardians, will trigger the Master Sword, so you just whack it. It's great, and it won't break. Although I will say, after like, you know, you beat the first dungeon or whatever, and you're like, man, that boss was real tough. Because I did the water temple one first, and that was, you use so many arrows. I'm just trying to survive. After that, I kind of just, you know, ran around, got a whole bunch of hearts and everything, and, you know, got the Master Sword. I'm like, all these bosses and dungeons now are kind of a joke with the Master Sword. You just hit them a couple times.
Yeah. Have you tried throwing the Master Sword?
Yes. And I figure out what you could do. And I was like, yes, it's in here. They put it in.
If you try and throw the Master Sword while you have full hearts, it's one of my favorite references. You will shoot the laser beam from the first Legend of Zelda like you originally could. But only at full hearts. I mean, same rules apply.
And it actually reminds me a lot of the Skyward Sword beam as well.
Oh, yeah. We just sit there with the controller and be like, and then
I was like, oh, Skyward Sword reference.
That's more of a original Zelda reference on that one.
I know, but yeah. You know what I mean.
I know. All right, so Nate had a good question he wanted to bring up and have everybody answer. With Breath of the Wild getting so much praise, how does Nintendo top it with their next entry? What would we like to see in the next entry?
Metroid.
Metroid. Or Metroid. No. Basically, I think they already said that they're probably going to be moving towards this kind of formula. My only problem with that is I can see it getting stale after a while. So maybe they would try to mix it up, like have a traditional Zelda and then maybe have like a Breath of the Wild kind of formula Zelda, or maybe do a mixture of both. Because again, if they say, "Oh, here's like Breath of the Wild 2" or something like that, we're like, "What? Huh? Does it really need a sequel?" No, but it's
the biggest part I think is going to be them having to make a new world to explore.
That is also a thing. Like the world's already so big and massive, and it already took them so long to make it. To make an even bigger world with more stuff to do, like they would in like a Zelda sequel, it's just like, I don't know, man. You're gonna have to make like a hybrid, or try to think of something else, or maybe we'll have like a Zelda Mario Kart. Who knows?
We've already got Zelda in Mario Kart, so
Link
in Mario Kart.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Well, technically, Zelda.
You called him Zelda.
You know damn well what I meant. So the other thing, a lot of people were talking about, like they were trying. Some people were complaining, saying that the world in Hyrule is too empty.
No,
like, not enough to do. Yeah, I'm like,
how many Korok seeds are in the thing?
Like, have you?
It's not too empty.
It's not empty at all.
Welcome back, Brent.
Thanks.
Go ahead and get you to answer that question as well. That how do you think Nintendo can top this with the next entry, and what would you like to see in the next entry?
It's a damn good question.
What was Nate's question? I'll give him that one.
Yeah, I know. I see that. I saw it when it first popped up. I was like, ooh. I don't know if I want to answer that one.
It's going to be tough.
This show is a lot better with people talking to us.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to steal Caleb's. Everybody wants to see a Metroid. I really would. Something new, something different. I don't really want so much of the Metroid Prime, first-person shooter style. I didn't really dig those that much. Sorry, but
we're talking about Zelda.
No, we're talking about the next entry.
No, we're talking about with Breath of the Wild getting so much praise. How does Nintendo top it with the next Zelda, like next entry, like new? The next
See, I'm not thinking the next Zelda entry. I'm thinking of the next title that's going to.
No, they're talking about
the
next Zelda, like when they make the what's going to come after Breath of the Wild. What are they going to do? What can they do to top it, and what do you specifically want to see in it?
Nate, is that what you're asking? Because that's not what it seems like you're asking.
We're in a pretty good delay, but that's what he's asking.
Okay, whatever. I don't know. Like I said, I would like to see characters that we've already that have come in the past. I mean, if we're so much in the future of the series, I would love to see the 3-headed or 2-headed dragon. I've said it before. I wanted to see the horse knights from like Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link.
Yeah,
that would be really cool to see them. I mean, granted, yes, we've got the Lionels, which are the centaurs, but this is the other way around. This is a human body with a horse head. They're just vicious when you fight them.
Well, there were centaurs in the first Zelda that were vicious. I mean, they would tear you up in the
yeah,
mountains.
that's the Lionels, though.
Yeah, that's basically what they are. Oh, he meant Zelda.
No, you didn't mean Zelda. Shut up. Anyways, I would like to see a few of those characters added to it. Maybe for some reason I can't think about it, but maybe have like some kind of floating island that you would go up to and have a whole nother trial world or whatever, a dungeon up in the sky.
Return to Skyloft.
Yeah, that would be pretty much attached to Skyward Sword because you were on floating islands. The whole game was about floating islands.
And you could get a bird. Dude, what if you could fly around the whole world? Like you can glide, but what if you could actually fly? Like,
how far are you?
I would do that for hours. Forever.
I don't know how far you are in the game then, so we'll just leave it at that.
Oh no, I've done the bird dungeon. So that's what you're talking about.
The Rito?
Yeah.
So you can flail up in the air pretty far, right?
Yeah. But what if you could just like fly forever, pretty much?
Gotcha.
Well, you can. There's a video about it where the guy went all the way to the top and couldn't go any higher and then just floated around forever. But I get what you're saying.
So my answer to this would be kind of a mix between like a sequel and a remake. I'd like them to take the Breath of the Wild style design and then recreate the Legend of Zelda 1 and 2 as one larger world, one longer game where you combine them, where you play through the events of one, where everyone's, left the area and kind of moved up to the north, go through, fight Ganon, and then have the story continue with Zelda 2 kind of being remade in the northern section of the world. And you can still go back and forth to explore, trying to prevent, his minions from trying to resurrect him for the second half. And that way you can make one giant world that's directly connected to each other and go from there, while also, kind of revisiting the old enemies and things like that, because all those old creatures would be back in there. We'd see the husk of the dead tree and, all the different enemies and things like that to fight. And of course, bomb the Dodongos.
Bomb the Dodongos.
The Dodongos.
That's the other one. I haven't really seen those in.
I want them to implement the bomb shield launching, whatever, where he throws the bomb, he jumps on the shield, and the bomb blows up, and he flies off.
Somebody already did it.
I'm gonna say, when you try to rocket jump now, this ain't Halo.
Have you seen some of the speed runs? People are doing it. Apparently, if you throw a bomb and you jump and do the surfing on the shield, you'll bounce off the bomb and actually get like a height difference. I was like, what?
I saw somebody who failed doing that, actually.
Oh, yeah. Watching people fail it is almost just as good as watching them succeed. Because you'd be like, you can't do it either. They succeed and you're like, oh, I feel bad. All right. So, we talked about, all these other ones, so forth. Just for a bonus one, because I think Caleb wants to get out of his system. What kind of Metroid game are you going to want on this thing, on the Switch?
Well,
just to get it out of it, because I know you want to talk about it.
They teased that they would be doing a 3D and a 2D Metroid. I think that would be pretty cool. I'd get both, obviously, because I love Metroid. I don't care what. Well, I want to say I don't care what shape or form it comes in, but what would I want to see if they were going to do? Okay, hear me out. Don't freak out. Just hear me out. What if they did a traditional like Metroid type story, but they had Other M kind of gameplay?
Okay. I like Other M's gameplay.
Yeah, the gameplay of the Other M is so good, but people always hate on the story of it. I'm like, yeah, it was bad, but the gameplay was good because you could shove your arm cannon in the thing's mouths and blow their heads off. It was great. I love that. That was amazing. Please, more of that. Especially Ridley. Just shove it in there. Boom.
Yeah. Nate's bringing up a point of he thinks Metroid could give Halo a run for its money in the competitive multiplayer scene if done right, which is funny because the last time they did go up against each other in competitive multiplayer, Halo 2 released, and then we got Metroid Prime 2. While the story in 2 was great, the multiplayer was this limited 4-player split screen.
Yeah,
while Halo 2 is like, here's the internet. Enjoy destroying each other.
I think it would be kind of cool. I'm not sure how they would go about doing it. Do you talking about like 2D multiplayer kind of arena?
I think
or
it would
something
have
like
to
that?
be more of like a 3D style. If they stuck with like Prime, I think is kind of what we're looking at. Which, I mean, they did multiplayer for that on the DS, which I actually really enjoyed. It'd be kind of cool to see a return to part of that as like a side mode.
Well, that's another thing. The Prime series is probably going to be more the first-person stuff, which I still enjoy, even though I'm not a big fan of first-person games, but except for Overwatch, of course.
Of course.
Because the Wiimote's not really a thing anymore, so I don't know how they're going to do, because to me that's like taking a step back. It's like you have all this free range to point your little Wiimote across the screen. But now it's going to be going back to like the GameCube version, probably.
But you'd still have motion for like you a Splatoon, though. You'd still be able to assist.
Or yeah,
with
you
motion.
could do
I mean,
the
that
motion
would
control kind of stuff, type stuff.
And you still had the lock on for a lot of what they did. So I mean, it would still be perfectly viable, I think.
Yeah, same with like in Zelda when you're using a bow, you can aim or camera or whatever have you. So.
But they haven't really made a 2D Metroid in quite a long time, so it'd be interesting to see what kind of graphical style they'll go with. Because they're probably not going to do pixel stuff anymore, like the pixel.
I wish they would. Can you imagine how big
it looks good still, but I doubt they would do that. It'd probably be more of like like a 2.5D maybe kind of Metroid aspect.
I mean, I see your point of how it would be more like Other M. I think would be a good way to have a 2D/3D where they could move the camera angles. But I guess it's just the retro side of me, or just how I liked it. I would love to have a Super Metroid style, or what was it?
Yeah, if they did another
Zero Mission.
Have you played AM2R?
Some, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they did something like that kind of style, that'd be pretty great.
Shadow Complex.
AM2R looks good.
Shadow Complex is another one I was thinking of, where it would kind of blend the 2D and the 3D elements together, which was also a lot of what Other M did. So
yeah, they could do that. That would be awesome.
All right. Well, let's see. I know we jumped into Metroid real quick, but do we have any last thoughts about Zelda? I know we didn't go crazy with all the details because we didn't want to do any kind of spoiler cast, but your final thoughts on the game. I know me and Brent have already beat it. Caleb, you're working on beating it.
Yeah, it's I want to get all the shrines so I can get. This is also slight spoilers if you don't know, but you can get the traditional kind of clothes for Link. So I want to do that, and I want to get the Hylian shield. I want to go in there with Master Sword. I'm like, yes, this is the definitive. This is the definitive final fight because I have all the stuff I need to be Link.
See, I went and I got the Hylian clothes that they had for sale, like the red outfit you can get, and it had it all dyed green. And I'm like, that's my tunic for this game. And I like how it looks, and it's kind of become what I think of when I think of the tunic for.
Did you dye the hood as well?
Yep.
Interesting.
It looks really nice. I will now pull it up and show.
Yeah, a lot of
Brett,
people are actually.
Go ahead.
A lot of people are mixing like the champion's tunic with the Hylian pants and the Hylian hood, and then that's pretty much like what they're going with. I was like, okay, that kind of matches. It's a bit of a darker blue.
I'm not sure if you can see it really well, but this is kind of, I know it's blurry, but
it's a little blurry. It doesn't look bad.
No, it actually turns out pretty nice. I mean,
that's not the Master Sword.
Yeah, it's not.
I know that once have you guys been to Terrytown?
Yeah, we built it.
Yeah, okay. I know there's that one guy on that one building that'll actually sell you the rare stuff that
once you've already discovered it.
Like the Hylian shield, because the Hylian shield breaks, unfortunately.
It takes a while, but yeah, it finally broke, and I was like, no.
Yeah, but you can go back to that guy and buy it off again. I don't know how much it is, but
3,000.
Wow. Holy
yeah, I bought it. Didn't even think about it. Well, I mean, that shield can take a beating.
I don't know.
How many Guardian Blasts can it take, though?
It can take a lot, and it reflects them pretty well. So I've used it to reflect the shot and actually kill other bosses with it.
Huh.
Or to use it to attack other Guardians. If I have more than one coming at me, I can angle myself where it'll hit me and bounce at them.
Have you guys been to the... What was it? There's I can't remember the name of it. It's like a...
Yeah, I've been there.
It's a...
No, it's shrines. You haven't been everywhere.
It's a secret temple that has a shrine at the end of it, but it's guarded by a whole bunch of decayed guardians.
Oh yeah, we've been there.
Yeah, that drove me nuts. I was like, so many! Ah!
Well, have you been to the one at the bottom of the maze that is full of... Yeah. As soon as you pick up that item, everything targets you, and you're like, I gotta go. I've gone back with the actual armor for those guys now, and I'm like, oh well, this is nothing. I can just kill them all. It's just funny to that beginning feeling of everything's gonna hurt you, to now you're just like, all right, I'm just gonna kill everything.
All right, Guardian armor on. It's also really hard to. I don't know why. I've tried to land on top of the flying Guardians. They move fast. I can't do it.
I haven't even tried to land on one of them. Now I think about it.
You land on them and you hit their propellers and you can knock them out of the sky and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting.
Well, that's something new I have to try now. I didn't think about that.
Also,
I wonder if you can stick a bunch of those little balloons on them and make them go up.
Also, I didn't know this before, but if you hit the Guardians in the eyes a couple times, they'll flip over and they have this little ball under them and you can just hit that. Yep. It's like their super weak point. It's great.
I usually do a spin attack and take out their legs.
Yeah, you can take out the legs.
Just
what I did was like I hit the guardian in the eye with like a bomb arrow, and it flipped over. I'm like, oh, that's a thing, and so I just stabbed it. And I'm like, oh, that's even better than when I was.
All right, so
yeah, there's like a ball under there, and it's like moving around. You're like, ew, kill it. It's gross
kill it
looking.
with sword. So how? I know we've all put a lot of time into this one. How would you compare this to your experience with previous Zeldas? Now, like, is this just how you? This is what you want to see from now on. This is your preferred Zelda, or do you really like the older ones better?
I think I told you there's a thing called open world fatigue that's recently been a thing with a lot of games, because you have like Witcher 3, which is like huge. You have Horizon Zero Dawn, which is huge, and then just all these games are like, yeah, we're open world. We got so much. What is it? Nier Automata, that's an open world. There's just, you get kind of tired, especially with like Assassin's Creed. It's just like, oh, it's just so tiring. I gotta do this stuff and do this stuff. Again, like it'd be cool to see this, Breath of the Wild type stuff again, but it can probably be tiring after some time, after a while. For some people, I think.
Gotcha. All right, Brent, any thoughts about that? Or I know you've played some of the older Zeldas, but this is your first real big, just going through a lot of them.
I try to compare it to Link to the Past. That was one that really blew me away. I was a fan of the first, Zelda game, not so much of the sequel, but the old Super Nintendo version was one that I just played over and over and over again.
I think to me that one felt like the first real world, not just an open map, but an actual world.
Yeah, exactly. So it's comparable to that, but then you got to think that was early 90s when that came out. So late 80s, early 90s, I can't remember. So it's kind of hard.
92, 93, I think.
Yeah, so what was the question?
All right, so we'll go ahead and we're going to start wrapping this up. Let's move on to the last question we had here. I'd ask everybody to kind of think about what games, like what launch game was like your favorite launch title for a system, or what's that one game that made you just have to get a console? Like you were like, completely against getting it, didn't like it. You see this game, it puts you over the edge. Okay, I have to have this. And we have a couple that some people sent us from Twitter that we're going to read off, and the three of us will decide which one of those gets a $20, store card to whichever digital shop they want of their choosing. We only had 3 entries, so
all right.
Hey,
all right. Oh, cool.
You want to read theirs first, or you want us to go first?
Let's go ahead and get ours out of the way first, and then we'll talk about what they have. Which one of you guys wants to start, or
Brett, go ahead and say yours.
Oh boy, I like to go first.
Caleb's driving.
Well, originally, Jeremy mentioned it. He says launch titles. What were the launch titles that you enjoyed? And I had to remind him that not everybody got launch titles.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
But yeah, so I had just made the comment. Like, again, what was a game that might make you encourage you to get the system, or what was one that was the defining point that's like, I have to have this? So I tried my best. I have honorable mentions because we know that I suck at, if you give me a number, I'm going to surpass it. So he said 5, and I'm like, there's more than 5 systems. But I have to say, we argued about this, but Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo, it has to be my first one there, because I had started playing Super Mario Brothers at a daycare after school, like in 1985, 86, and that's when I went home and says, I have to have this game. My life is incomplete without it, type deal. And I've told the story before where my father actually bought me the game on my birthday. 6 months later, he bought me the system for Christmas. So I'd have to say that one definitely fits. It may or may not be a launch title. We argued about this.
But it still matches the requirement of
what makes it. Answer. I had to have a Nintendo. I had the game. So technically, yes, this game made me have to have a Nintendo to play it. Then the Super Nintendo came along. I don't remember exactly when I got that. I know it was still pretty early. Super Mario World, I don't think exactly was a launch title, but it was the game that I got along
Mario
with
World
it.
was a launch title. It was actually the packing that came with it.
Okay, I was wondering too, because like I said, I don't remember. That was so long ago, but I played the crap out of that before all the other games that, you know, everyone could talk about that they loved.
Right.
But that was definitely that. My third one, we move up to PlayStation. I was big on PlayStation when it first came out. There were actually two games. Really, Resident Evil was my first game that I bought when I got the PlayStation. I didn't get PlayStation when it first came out, maybe a year or two later, because I was like working at McDonald's, so you know, still in high school. So it was, yeah. Well, I actually got it right before that. So
that's right.
Anyways, Resident Evil came out because that was such a pain in the butt that you get it home. Oh, I can't even play it to my TV because it's coaxial, and PlayStation was RCA component style. So I had to go back to the store and get that cable. And then you come and you play it, and like, oh no, now I need this memory card? What the crap is this? But another one at the same time where we played the crap out of a demo was Need for Speed. So Resident Evil Need for Speed on the PlayStation. Not so much neck and neck, but close. The PS2 is my number 4. Tekken Tag was what I played the crap out of, and I loved it when that came out before the whole Gran Turismo took over in my love. And then number 5 was a little tricky. I did not get the Xbox 360 when it first came out. I actually bought it used with a stack of games. So it's kind of, it's hard to say with that, even though I love Halo 3 and that and Call of Duty 4 is what I played the bejesus out of on Xbox 360. But I will say, since I have a great deal of number of games in the live arcade, I have, I don't know how many, over 100, almost 200 games in a freaking live arcade. Geometry Wars, the Retro Evolved came out as one of the launch titles of the Xbox Live Arcade, and I mean, I love the crap out of that game. I couldn't get enough of that game.
I'm still playing versions of it now.
Yeah, exactly. That would definitely have to go on my list. That made me go, you know, I mean, it came with like Hexic or whatever, and then you had all the Bejeweled games, which were new back then. But the Geometry Wars is what I would power that sucker up and just play that forever. But yeah, those are my top 5.
That makes me think we'll have to do a list of our favorite twin stick shooters over the years, because there's been a lot of those.
Yeah,
that could be a fun list to go over, because there's
got a few popping in my head already. So.
Yep. All right, Caleb, what you got?
All right, so I don't exactly have 5.
That's fine.
Me personally, I've never been one to be like, oh yeah, launch day, let me go buy a console, because I was a broke little kid.
All right, guys, I get it. I'm the weird one.
Yeah, you're the weird one, Jeremy. The only kind of thing I would say recently, okay, well, I guess it technically is, well, okay, all right, hold on. All right, so, you know, the Switch with Breath of the Wild, that's a pretty good, you know, that's like, yep, I'm going to get it. So it did. And I will say the one series that has made me buy a Nintendo console, it's probably the Smash series. Yeah. Especially with the Wii U, when they came out with the Smash Wii U. I was like, I have to get a Wii U now, because here it comes. So I got the Christmas before it launched.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember when it actually launched.
It's been a few years now.
Yeah, I got the Wind Waker HD bundle, and I also got like Pikmin 3 because Smash wasn't out yet. But then when Smash came out, I was like, yes, finally, I have it in my hands. Because I love this Smash series. I'm not really any good at it. I try to be, but compared to other people, it's, you know. But to me, it's just a good old fun time. I turn on the items. I have fun with it. I like seeing all the things explode. And it's just
fun at the tournament.
Yeah, it was a fun tournament. Those people were all so much better than me, but I still tried to fight some of them.
I think that whole thing turned out really well, though. The people were a lot better than I thought. You know, I was worried they'd be. So cool. All right, so I guess now we're on to my list.
It's all you.
Yeah, it's all me. So we'll start off with one of the more recent ones, and that's on the PlayStation 4.
It was Pong. Yeah, I had to have that system.
I was hesitant about getting the PS4 because I never played my PS3 much. I had the system, other than the one game I ended up getting for it, which is on this list as well. I didn't really use it that much. I was kind of more playing on 360 and with friends and stuff like that. But PS4, I finally got to see Infamous Second Son.
Oh my gosh! Actually, I would say that's probably one of the reasons why I got a PS4. Now I think about it. I'm like, yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 and Infamous Second Son and all this other stuff on PS4. But yeah.
Well, Infamous Second Son, I actually got to play, and I was just, even to this day, it's a gorgeous game. I love the mechanics, how the story goes. And I was like, okay, that put me over the edge. Like, all right, I want to get a PS4 so I can play this because it is exclusive to it. The next one I have to go down, we're just going to, and this is an obvious one, was a Nintendo 64. This was, I got it pretty much on, I think it was around launch, maybe not launch day, but right around there, that Christmas. Because I had to get my parents to buy it at the time. It came out later in that time, but I didn't have the money to get it. But I remember going to the local Toys R Us here and seeing and playing Mario 64 for the first time. And it just blew me away. The fact you could make him run around in this environment or slow down and he'd tiptoe, and it just kind of blew me away in getting the N64. And I never regretted having it after that point, because of course that's when Smash Brothers first started, Mario Party, Mario Kart 64. I mean, it just kept getting better. I remember the Super Nintendo, when that one came out, what sold me that I had to get one, which I didn't get for a couple years afterwards, was Super Metroid. I played that with Patrick when I would go over his house, and we would take turns going back and forth playing through parts of it, because it was single player, but we're both there and we wanted to mess with it. I didn't get mine until way later, which was a bundle that had Donkey Kong Country, Super Mario World, and Super Mario All-Stars in it.
Jeez.
So that was my first bundle. I was like, yes! Ironically, did not actually get my own copy of Super Metroid until like a couple years afterwards. Well, I was broke. I couldn't afford it. Let's see. The fourth one, going back to the Dreamcast. A lot of people remember, they were impressed with how Sonic Adventure looked and the killer whale jumping out and tearing through the dock. And it was really nice. But what put me over the edge, ironic choice of words, was Soul Calibur. Seeing how that actually played with the Soul Edge and everything else in there. To this day, we will still hook up. The Dreamcast is in the middle of my entertainment center. I've got a Switch, a PS4, an Xbox One, and a Dreamcast. Because we still play Soul Calibur. We still play these old games. Hooked up through it, with the VGA box. And then I got a VGA to HDMI adapter, so now it looks even better. So we spent a lot of time on that console, which was very short-lived. I got it launch day, $99.99, when it first came out on that day. And then let me see what the other one was. The other one I thought was kind of funny was the Xbox 360. When I ended up getting that one, the game that made me decide to get it wasn't even the fact of a Halo coming or any of those or backwards compatibility. It was just how well Need for Speed Most Wanted played and looked. I played a demo at a friend's house, and I was like, nope, I have to have this. This is great. This is so much better than my Xbox, so much better than my PS2, even my GameCube. So went out, and a friend of mine actually bought me my first 360 and then refused to let me pay him back. He just said it was a birthday gift, and I was like, what the crap? That's a hell of a birthday gift.
Who's your friends? Who are your friends?
So Jeremiah Noggle, if you ever see this, thanks, bro.
Jeremiah, I want to be friends.
Want to be friends.
All right, so we got 3 people that actually answered whenever I asked on Twitter about their launch games or the ones that kind of made them decide to get it. At Kevin Demon, or KEVINDEMONN, it's Kevin D. He said Super Mario World and Luigi's Mansion were the games that really sold him on a lot of those. Monotone Gent had Luigi's Mansion, Pikmin, and Melee. And then Kid Icarus Uprising made him have to get a 3DS. He was just like, nope, I have to do it. So he bought his 3DS, and he said he went through 2 of the Circle Pad Pros for the 3DS, so he could play it in left-handed mode.
Huh.
He played it so much, he went through 2 of them.
Wow.
And then lastly, we have Destino RPG, which is one of our people that I talked to all the way over in Spain. Persona 5 got him to finally break down and buy a PlayStation 4. He said after seeing
that's a pretty big one for some people.
I'm hearing a lot about it. I might give it a try as well.
I got to get it.
Yeah, he said it was
now.
more of a general answer, but basically all of the Mario games, every one of them is what got him to buy each of the systems.
Huh.
Right.
So Super Mario Brothers, he had to get the NES. Super Mario World, he had to get the Super Nintendo. Mario 64, and so forth.
I can relate.
And then he had an interesting one that he's over, on the European side. He had the 6-in-1 cartridge for the Mega Drive. It looks like it had like a lot of sports titles and stuff like that. Was kind of his big one for that. So it's an interesting little list. You can see some parallels, like the Mario World shows up a lot. Luigi's Mansion with 2 different people I thought was funny. But so out of those 3, which do you guys think is going to get a gift card?
We have to choose.
Yep.
Well, I don't want people to hate me or anything.
I talked to these people, so you guys have to choose.
Well, like Monotone Jen, he had me like a Kid Icarus, but the guy in Spain talking about that it's Mario that makes him get like every system. I completely relate to that. I mean, that was in my list. Super Mario Brothers, I had to get Nintendo. Mario World was on Super Nintendo, and so forth, so on.
Right.
Anyone that's a fan of the show knows I didn't have a 64, so I can't say Mario 64.
Well, you played mine, just like I played your PlayStation.
So, with the Wii or the Wii U, I'm playing each one of those that comes out, and I'm dying for the Odyssey to come out.
Game looks so good.
So I'm going to go for our man in Spain there. Can't remember his name. He said it so fast.
Destino RPG.
The second one again.
Monotone Gent.
Monotone.
Mm-hmm.
He's a man after my heart. He likes that melee. He likes some Luigi. I have to go with him.
What the flip? I'm gonna have to be the decider on this, man. That's
Watch it pick like Kevin G.
Yeah, he's just like, I had to pick, and I let you guys whittle it down. So
maybe we should have picked separately, secretly, and then we had to just like flash it up.
Just flash it up. Yeah, I guess I should have done that. We'll think about that next. Because now I'll be like, you didn't give me one. I'm sorry. I've only got so much money.
Maybe you need a code generator. Put the names in and it picks it.
Yeah, like have it randomly choose one.
I could program a random number generator and just do from that. I think I'm going to go with Monotone Gen as well because Luigi's Mansion, Pikmin, and Melee, and then the whole Kid Icarus thing. I saw a lot of people when Kid Icarus come out just go for that system because it used the 3D in such a cool way for doing a lot of it.
I'm not mad at that. Like I said,
it's a tough choice.
No, Uprising was fun too.
All right, so Monotone Gen, I will message him on Twitter, find out what system he wants to get it for, and get him a $20 eShop card or PlayStation Network or whatever one he wants.
And you can always enter again next week. For those who couldn't win.
I'm gonna try and do the giveaways once a month. I think that's fair.
Once a month? Okay, you can enter again next month.
I can only afford so many giveaways. All right, unless you guys want to chip in.
Enter again tomorrow. We'll do a daily giveaway.
I hope you're paying.
At the end of the week,
Thank you, Jeremy.
Console giveaway because he's got plenty to give away.
If I could do a console giveaway, that'd be kind of cool, but shipping would be a pain. All right, so we're gonna go and wrap up everything here. Do you guys want to go and give a shout out to your
wives? Yes. Hello, Tracy. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, Lord. Your social media. Y'all Twitters, y'all Facebooks, y'all Instagrams.
Well, you could find me on Twitter. It's still at Nerd Edification, even though that's not really a thing anymore. Because I'm just too busy.
I miss it.
I'll see if I can change it. I think you can change your @, right?
Maybe. We'll have to look and see.
All right. I don't know. I'll see about it.
Was Nerd Edification there?
It was at Nerd Edification. But basically, you can find me on the YouTube. Just look for Strangely Entertaining. And right now, I'm trying to play through Bloodborne and Gravity Rush 2. Those are 2 games people wanted me to play. And they wanted me to do that. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's a weekly thing. 1 episode a week is all I can really do at the moment because I'm kind of busy. But yeah.
Yeah,
Brett?
I'm still at Facebook and Instagram. You can still find me at Insomniacs. No, Instagram, you probably have to knock the dust off of it because I have really sucked it. I've been not posting anything there lately. I've been very naughty. But hopefully I'll be getting a YouTube channel up and running. So, yeah, let's try to find me there.
I know I wasn't here. Anybody berate him for not using Twitter yet?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
No.
You join our
but
conversations and talk to
I
all of our
have
good
it.
friends.
I have a Twitter in your face.
You should use it.
That's
I would
a lot
point
of
people in your direction. All right. Well, you can find me at Zenspath, Zenspath on Twitter. Of course, if you're watching this or watching it later, it's at youtube.com/ZenspathCom. And then it's also facebook.com/Zenspath. So you can talk to us on there as well. Twitter is pretty much the way you can find me easier. That's where I go. So, yeah, it's been an interesting first 2 months of the Nintendo Switch, and we'll definitely be talking more once they, unveil whatever they're doing in E3. Hopefully that'll be lots of good news for us. All right. Well, I've been your host, Jeremy Powers. Brent, Caleb, thank you again, guys, for joining me.
You're welcome.
And we're out.
Bye.